What's going on? What's going on, Pete? Back one more time. Operation Dirt, video number 21. Last time I left you guys, I was just finishing up my fabrication of my fuel cell. I'm at the point now where it's time to mount it completely down. I want to mount it down, and that's what's going on next. I'll show you guys what's going on. If you see my breath a little bit, just got out here in the garage. Got my heater on now, kicking out some heat. Gonna be warming up in here real quick, and then we're gonna go from there, see if we can't get something done. So you see a little breath. Don't be like that brother cold out there working. Now it's gonna warm up. Okay, back at it. Operation Dirt. Show you guys where I left off. I left off my last video. Just got the fuel cell mocked up as far as the situation where it's going to be sitting down in the car. I'm at the point now where I'm getting ready to put some brackets on it. Now these brackets, I didn't know if I was going to go with brackets or not, but because I'm not welding any tabs on the fuel cell itself, I will be going ahead and using these brackets that I purchased through Summit. I get a lot of stuff from Summit. I will go ahead and use these brackets. I will have to trim these brackets down. I will be cutting approximately about 2 inches off and then rebending. Then I'll have to rebend, put this angle on here with another hole in it so that it will mount the fuel cell actually down, because the brackets are higher than what they need to be. So looking at it, it's going to be a little bit more than 2 inches, but I will be cutting it so that the bracket will lay flat when it goes across the fuel cell. I will be putting some rubber stripping in between the fuel cell and the bracket, so that when the bracket is down up against the fuel cell, it's not so damaging to the aluminum itself. So I will be putting rubber strips on the top of the fuel cell before mounting the brackets down. Also, when I last left, I wasn't sure how I was going to do the floor here in the trunk after the welding. I did finish completing the welding around the floor where I cut it and went around it. I did go around it with weld. I then grinded it down, and then I used some of this seam sealer to seal it. Not as though it really needed a sealing, but also for a visual aspect of it. But I purchased this seam sealer from Eastwood out of Alsip, Illinois. This is exactly the same stuff I used when I did my floor before putting down the sound deadener. I use this seam sealer to seal up any seams, and so it works very well. It has a pretty good setup time when it does cure. It's not solid hard. It does have a little bit of flexibility to it. If you were to take your fingernail, you could still indent it, because it's not solid like a cement, but it is flexible. So when it sets up pretty good. It's pretty durable. So I did go ahead and seal completely around where I had put the floor in it, just to seal it off. Now, as far as how I'm going to do the floor, I'm not exactly sure. I may do it like I did the back seating area of the car. Nobody's going to be sitting in the back, so I used, I believe it was 32 thousandths of an inch thick aluminum sheeting And I built this in the back of the dirt and put this type of a material on it. So I may do something similar to this back in the trunk area. I'm not exactly sure. That material is pretty rugged. Like I said, nobody's going to be sitting in it. Nobody's going to be in the trunk either. I'm not going to be throwing tools back in the trunk, but it's more or less for, presentation. I want it to look nice. So I may do that. I may square it off in the trunk and then put some of that down in here just so that it looks nice, professional. So that's what I will be doing. I will be putting my brackets, mounting my brackets. Last time I spoke with you in my video, I had just received my master cylinder and I was waiting on my proportioning valve to come. It did finally arrive. An All-Star proportioning valve. I was recommended that this was just as good as a Wilwood. Knowing that I have a Wilwood braking system, that's what I was going to go with, a Wilwood master cylinder and a Wilwood proportioning valve. But considering what this is for, I'm not going to spend the extra money for the name. It does the same job. It's of a good quality. It's a reputable name, All-Star Performance. So I know that it's going to do the job. So I will be putting this on as well. I had to make a plate for my master cylinder. The original master cylinder that came off this vehicle was held on by 4 bolts, 4 studs that held the master cylinder on. Being one reservoir, it was pretty bulky looking. But the new one that I purchased through Strange, I did mount it on. There's a few other things that I'm going to do. I had to do something a little bit different than just hooking it up with 2 bolts. I had to make this plate. I made this plate, drilled 4 holes in it, along with the 2 holes to hold the new master cylinder on. In the middle of the plate, I had to put a 1.5-inch hole for the shaft to plunge the master cylinder to compress the brakes. So that was something that I had to do to get this thing to work. So if anybody want to know how I got this master cylinder to hook up to this A-body, that's what I had to do. I didn't want the hole, because there was a pretty good size hole here from the original master cylinder. So I wanted to build a plate, make a plate so that it would also cover up the hole as well as give it durability and not just drill 2 more holes into the firewall to mount this. I wanted it to have very sturdy. So that's what I did. Now with my proportioning valve, not exactly sure where I'm going to mount that, but knowing that the brake line will come up from down here, I will probably mount it in this area. I'll probably mount it somewhere in here with the knob up high enough to where I can get my fingers on it to turn it to adjust it. Considering that there's a line that will come in from the rear into the proportioning valve, which will be this side here, and then this one here will then go to the master cylinder. So I may put it in this area so that the lines will be able to go directly to the master cylinder. Of course, the other one then will go down to the front brake lines. But I'm not exactly sure where I will mount this, but I know it's going to be somewhere in that area. I also went ahead and hooked up my universals along with the rods for my steering. That was something that had not been done. I did go ahead and drill the holes in the universals through the rods. I had to do 3 of them. This one, and this one, through the rods for my steering. So now my steering is hooked up. We got some action now. That was something that was needed. I needed to do, so I went ahead and did that as well. I didn't show you the bottom. Let me go ahead and show you what I got going on the bottom. The bottom, I really didn't have to paint it or prime it at the time when I did, but I did go ahead and prime the bottom. When I paint the bottom of the car, I may use a satin black. I may use flat black. I'm not exactly sure what I may go to glossy black. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that I will paint the bottom of the fuel cell a different color than the bottom of the car. Seeing that I've been color coordinating everything, I may hammer it the same color I did my bars, which were silver, or I may hammer it the same color I did the door panels and the dashboard, which were gray. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to keep it color coordinated. Even the top and the roof of the Dart, I did a hammer black. So we have black, silver, and gray on the inside. And I'll probably do the same thing for the bottom. Seeing that I did my rear end, I painted that gray. The color I used for that, actually, it was like a graphite. It was like a graphite color. That was the color that I painted the rear end. Just once again trying to color coordinate everything, gray and black, because I know those two colors will go with the color I will end up painting it. I haven't said what color I'm going to paint it yet. I don't know. I don't know yet. So we'll see. But I know that color that I'm thinking about will go with the colors I'm color coordinating it with. So I may hammer the bottom of the fuel cell gray or silver. I'm not sure yet. But I do know that the bottom of the car will be some color black. But here's what the bottom of the fuel cell looked like. As far as the color, just primer. Just primed it. Nothing spectacular. Not the ordinary. There's my salt. Got plenty of room for my lines to come through. If I have to remove a little bit more from that area, I will remove a little more. Not a problem. But I think it come out pretty good. So, not gonna keep you long. Got a little work yet to do out here. And we're gonna see if we can't get this fuel cell mounted this evening. And get it bolted down. And I think we'll be done with the mocking up of the fuel cell. We'll have it done to the point where, hey, I got it done. I can remove it, and then I can go ahead and do the trunk. So I'll come back at you and let you know the progress of where I'm at. I hadn't recorded anything lately. Last week it was a cold one, as you all know. It was cold last week, and brother wasn't going to be out here in that cold. I wouldn't have been out here trying to get this garage hot enough for me to sit out here. It wasn't that serious. So now that got a pretty decent day today, it is still chilly outside today. Today being Friday. I think it's the 8th. Not exactly sure what day it is, just another day. But it's Friday, 8th, 2019. And we're just going to keep on moving and see if we can get Operation Dart up and running this year. If not running in the summer, hopefully in the fall, hopefully we'll be doing some test pass. But there she is. It's just coming right along. I'm pretty happy with it so far, so I'll get back with everybody, let you know what's going on. Didn't mean to keep you as long as I did, but know the fellas want to see what's going on. Here you go, fellas. I'm working hard at it. I'm trying to get this thing up and moving so you guys can see what's going on out here on Winsville. All right, we'll get back with you. Once again, peace out.